season on defense. Going into this with so many guys returning, what are areas that you're trying to focus on here in fall camp with these guys?
It starts with our foundation and our fundamentals and techniques. We got experience, we got depth, but it's about how we continue to develop and get better. And those things are going to make a big difference for us to get off to a good, fast start and be able to fly around and play with good habits and good techniques. So it always starts with the small details, regardless if you got a lot of experience coming back or not. I think we can't overlook those things because those small things become big things.
It would seem that it would seem that okay, you have one question replacing Leighton, but I'm assuming as a coach you have a lot more than that you have going into. For you, what else do you need to kind of figure out before you play Troy?
We gotta, number one, we gotta continue to establish dependable depth. That's always the key. It's a good problem to have when you got a lot of pass rushers or a lot of the guys that can cover and are dependable and that stuff. We're trying to develop that. We're trying to get that done. Find more packages or ways to get guys on the field. But it all starts with the fine details. We can't overlook this stuff, and you got guys competing to take over LV's spot with him going on to the NFL, and for those guys it's going to be the same message. It's about the foundation, the principles of how we play, and how the fundamentals and techniques, and the rest will take care of itself.
The linebacker position, obviously your group, who are some of those guys, in terms whether it's Riley or Lashley? How do you kind of look at guys that are obviously going to see bigger roles as a result of the Leighton being gone?
Yeah, obviously Riley was a backup, and Bruno was in there last year, at times as well. And Blake Whitlock, coming off the shelf, who's had a tremendous offseason and feels as good as he's ever felt. And he provides leadership to the group. He's a guy we can't forget about that played a couple of years ago, in various roles and was productive and did a good job. Zeke Noah is a young guy that has done a pretty good job for us as well, and we're extremely excited about him. So the cool thing is that that's what fall camp's for. You get to go in there and answer some questions and build the chemistry and build a defense.
With Lashley, you lose 100 tackle guy and you somehow bring in 100 tackle guy.
Yeah.
To having how do you kind of, I don't want to say fall into your lap, but to be able to get a guy like him and to be and a guy that is experienced and veteran, how big is that? And is he a guy that's going to play a lot for you?
He's done a tremendous job. Number one, he wanted to be here, and we felt that. And knowing our situation and being upfront about our situation, like there's competition. We lost one of the best college linebackers to the NFL, but we've got a lot of other guys, and being up front, very, very much wanting to be here, and it's been great, been humble, hungry, has obviously had a lot of experience playing this game at this level and stuff, so the opportunity to get him to come in here has been great, and he's done a good job with it. And now as we jump into camp, that's the next step. We got to get him off to a fast start and get him rolling and get him comfortable, and then where we go from there, time will tell.
So was it hard getting past that he was coming from Idaho, though?
You know what? Hey, like we said, there was a first for everything. So I couldn't even tell you when the last time or the first time or whatever it happened, but hey, we're excited about Tony and that he's here.
In terms of defense, we've asked you in spring and stuff, but there's, people are looking at the defenses of the past at Boise State and saying, oh, this can be another one of those kind of dominant defenses and stuff. And how do you make sure they're not reading the press clippings? And is this the kind of defense that you think will, not let that kind of stuff get to them?
Yeah. Well, in your question, could is the main word right there, and you're 100% right, and you know that. And staying humble and hungry. We don't, we can read the stuff, and everybody's got a choice to make about the decisions and how we motivate ourselves and how we stay focused. And we got experience, we got depth. Guys should understand how to handle that, and we will remind them as we go along how to handle that.
Yeah.
Everybody wants the confidence and the feel good about that stuff, but at the same time too, we got to stay humble and hungry, and how we keep that in ourselves is the most important thing. And it's not only in football, it's in life, it's in school. That's what we're developing in these guys. So here's another challenge for us as we go along. You're 100% right.
What does having 10 starters back allow you to do in terms of scheme or practice or whatever? Obviously from a talent standpoint it's obvious, but what else can you do with that kind of returning depth?
No question. We're we're able to eventually move along and do more things and develop within the defense. And at times we're able to pull back as coaches too, because with the experience, they understand what the standard is to be expected. They will help coach and get guys. One of the best things Leighton did last year was help coach 2 freshman linebackers that were able to contribute. We need other guys like that to step up this year and take care of their young brothers and help us coach them and teach them the Boise State way, the standard.
With this, we've heard more trying to get more of the cheetah package out there, just trying to use those guys. How do you kind of weigh the fact that they're both so talented and you want to play Jabril and Curtis and you know Sam out there,
Sam,
but the fact that part of the reason they were so good last year and productive is because they were fresh and healthy. How do you kind of weigh wanting to get them out there, but also it didn't work last year, you don't want to screw it up? You know?
It's a fine balance. There's no question, and it's a long season. And I think the guys get that and understand that, and they're all going to get theirs. If they continue on the trajectory they've been on and being dependable and accountable, they're all going to get theirs, and it's a long season. And so that's the exciting part. That's a very good problem to have. And so we got young guys coming up too that they're helping us develop, and at some point those guys are going to become them. So we can't get enough pass rushers, cover guys, and run fit guys. And at the end of the day, that's what we got to be strong at.
You know, in terms of what your play calling and stuff, the fact that you have 4 returning starters in the secondary, and 2 safeties obviously that are very talented, and then Tyler, can you, whether it's blitz more, I don't know, what does it allow you to do when you feel pretty confident about your back end?
Mm-hmm. As anything, I mean, you're confident. We all got to trust and be confident in each other, and I trust those guys, whether it's on the field or off the field. We can have conversations now, and they get to make decisions on things because this is their team, this is their program, and I think that's an awesome thing that Coach Harsin does too with all these guys that are older, and a lot of those guys in the secondary help us. And so when we go on the field, they have ownership, and you know they have ownership, and it means a lot to them. So that's the fun part about it, where we're getting to. And we want to continue to build guys up to, eventually become that when these guys go on. It's college football. It's going to happen.